What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gotians Games. Welcome back to another news segment. You guys seem to enjoy the last one that we did. So today we are going to continue talking about different news in the video game world. And today's topic that we are going to cover, we're actually going to talk about Metroid Prime 4 and why Nintendo decided to drop Bandai Namco and delay the game. So make sure you guys are hitting that like button, subscribing if you guys are new, and let's get into this right after this this intro for this one. All right, guys. So if you guys didn't know that that Metroid Prime 4 was actually being developed by Bandai, then this is news to you. But to be honest, when I first heard that Bandai Namco was going to be developing Metroid Prime 4, I was like, wait, what? Why would they be doing that? Retro Studios has always done, or they did, the original 3 Metroid Prime games. Now, Nintendo and Retro had a falling out for a while. Those of you guys who are unaware of the situation, Retro Studios was also, they were heavily invested in a lot of different games, and they had a bit of a falling out. So, Metroid Prime 4 then inevitably went to Bandai Namco. Now, I felt it was kind of out of place and a little weird that Bandai Namco would be developing a high-profile Nintendo game such as this, considering that they've never done any sort of first-person shooters. Well, apparently Nintendo kind of came to their senses and were like, this is probably not a good idea. So they actually dropped Bandai Namco, brought in Retro Studios to take over the project, and they are completely redoing from the ground up Metroid Prime 4, and they've went ahead and pushed it back. Now, Nintendo's done this a couple of times where they have a mentality which a lot of other game developers honestly should have. They do not want to put out a game that feels incomplete. They don't want to put out a game that has issues, especially a high-profile Nintendo game such as this. That's why certain games typically get pushed back for Nintendo. A good example is Zelda Breath of the Wild. That was supposed to come out on the Nintendo Wii, and thankfully it didn't. That game got delayed, it got pushed back all the way to the Nintendo Switch, and then once it got released, it was very, very well received, becoming one of the best Nintendo Switch games so far. And I'm okay with this. I'm okay with them delaying things to make it better. I'm always okay with that. I can wait. I can honestly wait. We had Metroid Prime, or we had Metroid Other M, which was, for a lack of a better word, not great. It was developed by by Team Ninja, or the development team behind Ninja Gaiden, and it was not so great. The controls felt clunky. Like, it felt okay for the most part, but then when it went into first person view, the controls just like dropped. It was like, what are they trying to do here? It does not feel right. So I'm okay with them doing this, slowing things down, taking a step back, and completely redoing it. Now, going through what Nintendo has responded about this. Okay, so Nintendo has rebooted Metroid Prime 4 and placed the series developer Retro Studios in charge of the title's ongoing development. The current development status is very challenged, and we had to make a difficult decision as a development team, said Nintendo's Shinya Takahashi in a stunning new video announcement. If you're not aware of the video announcement, what I'll do is I will get the video for you guys, and I will put a link to that video in the description for you guys to watch. Basically, he goes to explain their reasonings for pushing it back. So we did not make this decision lightly. This change will essentially mean restarting development from the beginning, so the completion of the game will be delayed from our initial internal plan. We strongly recognize that this delay will come as a disappointment to many fans who have been looking forward to the launch of Metroid Prime 4. So Metroid Prime 4 got announced not this past E3. I forgot where it was. I don't remember if it was the E3 beforehand or what, but they gave a teaser for Metroid Prime 4 with just the logo, and everybody was excited, myself included, for this new game. Now, Nintendo's not sharing the details as to why they dropped Bandai Namco from the development of the game, but I honestly feel like they were not happy with it, and with good reason, with very good reason. Bandai Namco, while they have put out some very good games, specifically the Tales of series, in my opinion, being their top games, most of their games, in all honesty, are very generic. You know, you have Xenoverse, the Xenoverse series. Most of the Bandai Namco games just are anime games, and while they're not all terrible, they're just not the type of game that a Metroid Prime game would be. So putting a game such as that in a studio or a development team such as Bandai Namco is just a very out of place decision. So I'm actually personally very happy that they decided to go with Retro Studios. You know, the delay to me is worth, as long as a game is 100% done and ready once it does get pushed out. You know, there's tons of games that have been delayed, and it's always worth it. Always worth it. Going into the news article a little bit more, developer Retro Studios was also responsible for the first 3 Metroid Prime games. Like I mentioned, they have proven that they understand what makes this series special and what makes Metroid Prime titles work. Many people hoped that they would be ones to work on Metroid Prime 4 in the first place. While this delay is most certainly unfortunate, we've seen what happens when other studios get Metroid games wrong and the results are not pretty, which was going back to the previously mentioned Metroid Other M series. Now, we don't know when the game would be released. There's no release trailer. There's no release date. Nothing. But most likely we will not see this game till, I would say, 2020 or maybe even 2021. You know, it's a long way off at this point, guys, but it is worth it. Trust me, it will be worth it. The game is back into the hands that it belongs in. You know, you have the company who developed the original trilogy. I'm so glad that that's going back over there. Now, all that I need personally at this point, just to keep me happy, is give me an HD port of the original trilogy on the Switch. Do that. Like we had the Metroid Prime trilogy get re-released on the Wii and then on the Wii U, but I want it on the Switch. Update the graphics, smooth it out. While the graphics were phenomenal back then, obviously they have dated a little bit, but still, Metroid Prime, the first one, will still always for me be one of the most gorgeous games on the Nintendo GameCube. So I really would love to see them just like take a little bit of time to push out the trilogy again and give me that HD port in 1080. The graphics are completely smoothed out, and just make it enjoyable while we wait for Prime 4 to come out. But with that, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you excited to hear that Retro is taking back the Metroid Prime series? Are you bummed out that it's delayed? I'm sure you are. But are you bummed out in a way that it's like, okay, all right, we're going to get something good? I hope so, because that's how I feel. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. I will catch you all in the next video. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.